connected to Hanuman anyway, so it should be. Okay. So why do we actually put this mala of vadas? It is because when Hanuman actually flew through the across the river, across the ocean, Sagaram. At that time, he had three different experiences. Of course, first I'll explain the different stories, then I'll tell you the inner meaning of the stories. But the three different things. One is Menaka came up. Menaka is basically a mountain. Long, long back, mountains had wings. It was a beautiful Balvika story. I told this to Balvika's children in one of the Sai retreats, and they all really loved it. So, mountains had a lot of wings, and those wings were very, very pretty, multicolored wings, long, long time back. Okay. And they used to fly around, and wherever they want to actually stop, they will stop there. So, there was this mountain which had the most beautiful wings. Her name is Menaka, or in shlokas, we also call her Mainaka, Menaka or Mainaka. So this mountain, basically what happened on one particular occasion, Indra decided to clip all the wings of the mountains and make it static. So Indra started coming in his Airavatam, his elephant. He started following all the mountains and he started clipping the wings. So Mainaka or Menaka didn't want to lose its wings. So what it did, it actually it wanted to fly really fast, but it can't fly as fast as Airavatam, the white elephant of Indra. It can't be as fast as it. So it asked for help from the wind god, Pavan. Yeah. So that's where Hanuman connection comes. Pavanasutta is Hanuman, right? So Pavan, it asks help. Can you push me so that I'll just go and I'll escape from this Indra's thing, clipping? So Pavan actually helps Menaka, and Menaka actually flies really faster. Pavan gives a nice push, and Menaka goes, and it goes and hides under the ocean, under the sea. So when Hanuman takes this big leap, big jump across the ocean, what Menaka does is Menaka comes out because the Sagara goddess of ocean tells, oh, it is Pavan's Sutta, Pavan's son who's crossing across. So Menaka immediately thinks, Pavan, help me in retaining my wings, the beautiful wings. I should actually be of some help to Hanuman. So she actually comes up from the bottom of the ocean and says to Hanuman, please, Hanuman, you take some rest, because it's a very big leap, right? Very big jump across the entire ocean. So you stop here for a minute and then you jump one more time. Okay. And when you stop here, I can give you something nice to eat, some lush fruits, something that you would like, very good meal. You take a little bit of rest and take the next jump. Okay. And immediately Hanuman says, no, I'm on a task. Okay. A seva, a service. I'm on a job and it is my duty. So I shouldn't stop somewhere and start taking rest. Okay. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue. But thank you very much. I know my father has helped you. You want to return the favor. Thank you very much. I appreciate your gratitude. Then immediately Menaka says, once you get there, you will have a person called as Lankini. And Lankini has a weak point. Lankini's face is a weak point. Her cheeks are the weak point. She's a very strong security guard who is guarding Lanka. But her face is the weak point. So if you're fighting, getting into a combat with her, make sure you hit her face and she will fall down. And that is what then Hanuman actually takes that advice. And later on, when he lands, when he fights with Lankini, he hits her in the face, and Lankini falls down. So that's one thing. So this Menaka is the first one. Then you know about Surasa and Simhika. Yeah, Surasa is one of the demons who comes up. And then Hanuman, what he does is he goes in and comes out. Okay, takes a small sharira. Okay, and then takes almost goes into this becomes as small as a small mosquito and goes into the mouth and comes out of the mouth. That is one thing. And with smartness, because Surasa says anybody who goes, who's going to cross, you have to go through my mouth. That is what I've got. And he becomes smaller. Now, some people confuse this becoming smaller of Hanuman as Sukshma Sharira. That is not Sukshma Sharira. Okay. He became small, he went in and he came out. This is a Siddhi. And you have Ashta Siddhi. Navanidhi. So he Ashta Siddhi, in that Garima is a Siddhi which using that you can become very, very, very small. So he becomes very small like a mosquito, goes in and comes out. That is not Sukshma Sharira. Whereas Sukshma Rupa Dari, Siyahi Dikava. For Siya alone, he took the Sukshma Rupa. Because she is Jivatma, and Sukshma Rupa there is to show the mind. Okay, so that is the reason. Here in Surasa, he doesn't use the Sukshma Rupa. He's just using one of the Siddhis and go in and come back. And coming to our last, the point about this mala that we give. So next comes Simhika. So Simhika is somebody who comes and swallows Hanuman. When Hanuman gets swallowed, he goes inside her and then he becomes Bhima Rupa. He starts becoming bigger and bigger, and he cuts open her stomach, and he comes out of the stomach. And when he's coming out of the stomach, because he has cut open the stomach of of Simhika, he comes out with the intestine around his neck. And the intestine is basically like that. So around his neck, when the intestine comes, that intestine is there. And then that's where the whole point comes, where something around his neck, if you put it, which is of protein rich, because that was meat intestine. Intestine means that meat, right? Protein rich, it actually works. It helps. Now, important point about Simhika, the reason why we use it as Vadamala is because she is Rahu's mother. Rahu is a planet. Here we have Rahu, Ketu, we have different planets, right? So if you have a Rahu Dasha happening in your life, they say you go and put this thing, garland around the neck to symbolize Hanuman winning over Simhika. Okay, and pray that Dasha should not affect you. Then automatically people go and pray and come back. So that is how that practice came. So for us, protein basically means urad dal. So this is this thing made out of urad dal. In North India, they use the same thing, but they use jaggery, jalebi malas they'll give. That is also made up of urad dal, right? If I'm right. They'll make the urad dal and they'll fry it, put it sweet and give it. So that is also protein rich. So that is the reason that mala is one. And the strong belief is because Hanuman killed Rahu's mother Simhika this way, Rahu's dasha will not affect if you are going to pray to Hanuman. And if you can offer the garland, it is like reminding Hanuman's victory over Simhika. Cool? Are you happy with that answer? Perfect. Last thing. Oh, this is actually not a question. This is about a lady telling that, okay, she started the Hanuman Homam and it has really helped with her joint pain in her knees. And her pain has actually subsided quite much. So thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. It's not my grace. It is basically Hanuman's grace. And please do keep praying that Hanuman prayer, the one that we have sent. And I'm very glad that it is actually helping with your pain. Thank you. Hanuman has worked more than anything. So yes, Hanuman Homam definitely works because in Hanuman Chalisa itself, a lot of times you will actually see that it talks about diseases. It talks about different things that can be all the problems related to health can be resolved by praying to Hanuman. So she is telling about that. So very, very, very happy. One of the things is Ashta Siddhi and Navanidhi. There are 9 types of wealth, which is normally owned by Kubera. Siddhic powers means different powers, making yourself really small, making yourself really big, reading someone else's mind, re- controlling somebody, all these different kinds, right? So these were given by whom to Hanuman? Granted by whom?
Sita.
Mother Sita, yes. So that basically means, when did he meet Mother Sita? After he went to Lanka, correct? But I told he used a Siddhi power to to come out of Surasa's mouth, right? Became very small. So did Hanuman already have the Ashtasiddhis and Sita basically just gave it again? Or did he only get it during Sita's time? In which case, how did he manage to actually kill Surasa? Because the chronology is not working correct. You should be thinking about it
I
when I'm
think
telling
you
all these
said,
things.
Kailash, that once you use it, it diminishes or something. So you
Mhm.
might have used it, but that diminished, but then Sita gave it and it will never diminish or something like that.
Amazing. Uma, that's very good answer.
Thank you.
Almost the same. Almost correct. So when you have Ashta Siddhis, it won't diminish when you use it. You have the Siddhi powers, and Siddhi powers you will easily get. Okay, with some prayers you can easily start getting. You might not get it perfectly, but there are, premonition you will easily get sometimes when you pray to certain gods. At one point of time, when I was praying to Narasimha, there was premonition where, if the baby is actually lying down, if he's going to fall off, that few seconds before he is going to fall off, I'll get a premonition saying that he's going to fall off. So I'll tell Pravina, just stop it, or I'll just put a hand and he'll about to fall off. That has happened many times, so it is not like a coincidence. So that exact just 1 second before, or sometimes it is more of like understanding other person when you're actually pitching an idea in business. Yeah, when the other person is what he is thinking. This is a very important Siddhi, where you will immediately understand whether this person is accepted, bought into your idea or not. Okay, sometimes they'll just be sitting and looking at you, but you will get to know what the other person is thinking. So, these Siddhis, Hanuman already had Ashtasiddhis. But what did Mother Sita do? Now, this is from Sundara Kandam. So, we'll go into Sundara Kandam a little bit before we go to Hanuman Chalisa. Is that okay? Because Hanuman is called Sundara. Yeah, Kandam is Sundara Kandam. So we'll go into that because that's a very important part of Hanuman's thing. Yeah. So in the Sita is giving, but Sita actually made him the data of Ashtasiddhis and Navanidhis. So actual person who owns the Navanidhis is Kubera. Okay. Ashtasiddhi Navnidhi ke data means he is the owner of it. And what Sita was actually trying to say, what ownership here basically means is, um, whatever he gives, he can grant it for other people. And even if he grants it, it won't come down for him. So he becomes the god of Ashtasiddhis and Navanidhis. So having Ashtasiddhis is one, people can get it. But you granting it to ability to grant it to somebody, that is something that Mother Sita actually offered. So when did Mother Sita give all these things? And was Ashtasiddhis and Navanidhis the first thing that Sita gave? And was Hanuman happy when Sita gave all these? What do you think? What happened everybody would have heard Sundara Kandam, right? No? Yes? So what happens is, so Hanuman went as a messenger 3 times mainly in Ramayana. Okay. So first time he went, okay, and he sang the Ramayana. And how he went as Sukshma Rupa. He goes on top of the particular tree, and Sita basically he starts singing the Ramayana once. When he sang the Ramayana, he started the Ramayana with Dasharatha rather than Rama. And the reason why he started it as with Dasharatha is because this was happening early morning in Brahma Muhurtam time, because the whole night Hanuman had searched for Sita, right? And I told you in the last class how he found Ashokavana. And after he found Ashokavana, then he sees Sita. And after he sees Sita, Okay. Sita is very, very upset. And there was a lady called Trijata. Jadai in Tamil basically means what you have in your hair, you tie it. She had so much hair that she had three things in her. And she actually comes and tells to Sita just before Hanuman is there. She comes, she is one of the diviners, but she comes, she's close to Sita. And she says, I had a dream, Mother Sita, where Rama and Lakshmana come and they kill Ravana. Okay, and they take you back. Then Sita asks this question. Okay, she's happy because she is actually in a very confused state, right? We were discussing about that state. She's in a very confused state. Hanuman is sitting on top of the tree in the Sukshma Rupam. Okay, when this conversation is happening between Trijata has this long hair, and there is an inner meaning for the name. We'll go into that in a minute. So she says, I had this dream, so it is going to happen. And she says, I had this dream during the Brahma Muhurta. Just now, during this Brahma Muhurtam time, I had this dream, so it will definitely come true, mother, she'll say. Then Sita asks this question, which Valmiki writes very beautifully. Okay, all these things are very nice to hear, but why didn't I get that dream? Why did you get this dream, Trijata? She asks. And Trijata says a very beautiful answer, which is so beautiful with Valmiki's poetry. It can't be done justice in English. Trijata says, that's because you never sleep, mother. If at all you sleep, you will get the dream. And in the dream, Rama would have come because you never sleep. So that is the reason I got that dream. So he is coming. He is definitely coming, and he is going to kill Ravana, and he is going to take you. That is something that Trijata says, and she leaves. And Sita is happy, but not very happy. Yeah. And at that time, as Sukshma Rupa, Hanuman comes, right? And he sings the Ramayana. And he starts the Ramayana with Dasharatha. And he doesn't sing the Ramayana in Sanskrit because Ravana is very well versed in Sanskrit. So he doesn't want anybody to listen to him basically singing. All the other Rakshasas, they sleep during the Brahma Muhurtam. See, in those times, people who sleep in the Brahma Muhurtam were called Rakshasas. But we nowadays we sleep really well during 4 to 6 a.m. Okay, so all of them go to sleep. At that time, he starts singing the Ramayana, but he starts the Ramayana with Dasharatha, and he sings in a Madura language. Madura language means Valmiki just says Madura language. Now people basically from Tamil they say, oh, it was Tamil in which he sang it. Some people say, oh, Telugu is the Madura language. Madura means sweet language. But Telugu is a sweet language, so Hanuman sang in Telugu. Some people make it as Kannada. That and all is left to you, how you want to tell it. Valmiki didn't mention Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, anything. He just says he didn't sing in Sanskrit because somebody like Ravana, who's proficient, Pulastya Parampara, right? Ravana was from Pulastya. Pulastya Rishi was a great, he was wonderful in Sanskrit grammar. So he didn't sing in that, he just sang in a Madura language, which is for common people, sweet language, which is for common people. He didn't start with Rama because he thought somebody else, if they hear the name of Rama first, they might actually feel bad, they might actually have a get a doubt. Or even Sita might immediately think, oh, something is wrong with Rama. That is the reason the name of Rama is coming out. So he starts with Dasharatha and he sang. So there he comes, he talks. That's the first time when he's come as a messenger. He gives the information, he shows the ring. That is one thing. Second time he comes as a messenger is after the war is over. After Ravana was killed, he comes as a messenger to Sita. And this is where this Ashtasiddhi, Navanidhi, all these things are happening. So here, in this second messenger time, he comes with the word Shobhanam. Shobhanam means auspiciousness, like we have won, victory has come. And he comes to say, we have won, Mata. Okay, Rama has killed Ravana. So when that happens, that's the second time he's coming as a messenger. At that time, when he says this, there, Sita actually says, I'm very happy, Hanuman. Ask me for anything, I'll give you. And she offers the boons. So at that time, the first boon that she offers, before she offers the first boon, Hanuman actually asks for a boon. When Sita actually says, "Ask for anything, Hanuman, I'll give you." So Hanuman says, "Mata, can you give me the boon? Can you give me the permission to kill all these asuras around you who have been troubling you for the last 10.5 months? Let me crush them with my own arms. Okay, let me beat them and crush their bones and kill them with my own arms because they have been torturing my mother for almost 11 months. Let me kill them. That is a boon that I seek." Then Sita basically says no. See, look at this thing of the mother. She's so beautiful. Sita says, "They didn't make any mistake." Then immediately Hanuman says, "No mistake. Mother, they have been torturing you." Then she says, "Oh, that is because Ravana, their king, told them to torture me. Tomorrow, if Vibhishana is the king, they will listen to whatever Vibhishana is going to say. So you can't actually find fault with them. They were just doing their duty." Then Hanuman actually says, this is a beautiful part of Sundarakandam. Hanuman actually says, "So, mother, but still they made a mistake. They should get punishment for it, isn't it?" So, I mean, when you make a mistake, you should get punishment. Correct? But the mother's thought process is different. This is where Sita is so beautiful. Sita says, "Really? When you make a mistake, you should actually get punished? Who hasn't made a mistake here? Did I not make a mistake? Did Rama not make a mistake? And did you not make a mistake?" And then first, immediately, Hanuman looks at her and she asks, there is a shloka where he says, "Rama made a mistake. What is the mistake? You made a mistake. What is the mistake, mother? You couldn't have made a mistake at all." Then Sita says, "Having Rama next to me, I got kama, desire, on a deer, and I asked my husband for it. Is that not a mistake? When Lakshmana was refusing to leave my side, at that time, I spoke wrong words to Lakshmana. Is that not a mistake?" She asks. Then Hanuman is, "Okay, probably, mother, because you are very critical about yourself. But Rama, my God, how can he ever make a mistake?" Then she says, "Really? He made a mistake? Just because I asked, he left me and went. Is that not a mistake?" So see, Sita's representing a Jivatma, people like us. We go and ask God many different things. Okay, sometimes those things are not the best things for us, but we pray like anything to get that. Okay, it might not be beneficial for us. It might, in fact, be detrimental at times for us, and we don't know what is going to happen in future. But the Paramatma should be using due justice and not given, right? But in this case, Paramatma Rama gave in to Sita's request and left to get her desire fulfilled. Okay, so that is a mistake, right? According to Jivatma, according to Sita. Many times we say this about Paramatma. Okay, God, I only asked this. Okay, I only asked for this promotion, but this job is getting too pressurizing for me. Why did you ever give me this role? Why did you make me a director? You will actually start thinking, I was better off as a senior ops. Okay, that is so much work, and things like that works sometimes, right? So Sita says this, and immediately Hanuman says, "Okay, you made the mistake, mother." But then he suddenly asks, "But you said I made a mistake. What did I make?" And then Sita says the golden words where she says, "You've been actually trying to find out what mistakes others have made, and you're listening to all that I have been telling about others' mistakes. That itself is a mistake." If you think about it very seriously, this is called gossiping. There, Sita is actually telling, if you are involved and if you're going to gossip and if you're going to keep talking about other people's mistakes, if you're going to talk basically because there is something official and you have to talk about it quickly and finish it off in a meeting or something so that there is constructive criticism or repair needs to be done, that's a different scenario. But if we are actually indulging in something just to go about, that is a big mistake. And Sita says, that is your mistake. Now you're part of this karmic cycle where you kept listening to what and all others have done as mistakes. So then he says, "Oh my God, okay, I'm sorry, Mata, it's fine." Then she says, "Everybody who makes a mistake doesn't have to be punished." And you know the story that I told you, you remember a long time back. Never forget your inherent nature. Sita says a beautiful story here about, the bear, the human going up the tree. Some people are nodding, yeah, and then the bear is trying to push and then push the human down. But Sita, in spite of, she says that entire story and says, that's a very beautiful story where she says, I am I am love. I am their mother. They could have done 100 things to me, but I will never think about them getting punished for it or going through all these problems. Somebody crushing them. I don't want that to happen, Hanuman. So don't do it. And that is where Sita then says, then Hanuman has asked and Sita has said no. So now Sita then, you have to also understand Sita's Mahamaya. She is Mula Prakriti, we call, the goddess who is running the show, the whole Ramayana, because she is that particular Maya. She is playing that particular whole thing as direction. So she actually first, she gives the boons. First she asked, what do you want? Hanuman said, she said, I won't give you that. I won't allow you to actually take revenge. So there's a very important point because a lot of people keep thinking, these people did this to me. So should I not be doing that to the other person? And Sita is the person who is telling you that, no, no, don't harbor wrong thoughts. If they did something, just forgive and forget. So there's so many stories for us in practical life. Don't gossip. Don't get involved where somebody's mistakes are being talked about in their absence. Don't focus on someone's mistakes. It's okay, everybody makes mistakes. All these things are beautiful stories that you can see in this small conversation, small this thing itself, isn't it? It's so important and so this thing. So then she says, this Maya place where mother says, I will give you the boons, Hanuman. And she first says, she doesn't give Ashtasiddhi and Navanidhi. She says, may the dweller of the three worlds extol your virtues. So let everybody in the three or throughout the three worlds, let them all praise you for your greatness because you were, Sita first says, you were instrumental in drama winning this war. You are great. You are fantastic. Okay, you are powerful. You helped Rama. So you are great. So may the people, all the people in the three worlds, extol your virtues. Keep praising you. And you know what is the reaction of Hanuman? So normally people love the people who praise them. And normally praise is something which is very difficult to get. Okay, because people who appreciate themselves only are able to appreciate others. Not everybody appreciates others, right? Here, Mother Sita is saying, people from three worlds will keep praising you throughout. Hanuman actually starts getting embarrassed. He's like going down and thinking, why is Mother giving me this? He's not saying, thank you very much, Mother. Actually, he should be praised. He has done so much. But there is embarrassment, rather, Valmiki writes, his body language is embarrassment rather than acceptance. He's not accepting the boon that the great goddess is giving. Why? Because he knows the goddess is also Mahamaya, right? Maya. So she is actually kind of testing him a little. If you see, she's playing around with him. When people win, have a victory. So here is a big war in which Hanuman has won, Rama has won, Everybody has won. When you win a big war, when you win a business deal, okay, or when you have a real, you get an award, that is the time when our ego is at our peak, our pride is at our peak. Okay, the Maya is working perfectly well. Okay, at that time, if somebody is going to say, praise you, praise us, and say, oh, this praise will continue. 3 worlds, everybody will be praising you. Then immediately, what should the normal person say? Oh, thank you very much, mother. Thank you very much for this. Instead, he becomes embarrassed because he doesn't want the praise. That is the humility of Hanuman, the greatest virtue of Hanuman. Okay, there is an incident that happened, sorry, in when he came first as the messenger, when he is actually talking to Sita. At that time, Sita asks Hanuman, okay, you're telling Rama is going to come, is going to defeat Ravana. He is going to bring this monkey army. You have jumped across the ocean, Hanuman. That's great. Okay. But how about all the other monkeys? Okay, will it be even possible for all those monkeys to jump across the ocean? Will the war happen quickly? Will I come out of this particular vanam, this forest quickly? And will I become one with Rama quickly? Because you're saying all these people have to come to Lanka, then they have to start the war, then they have to win the war. How long am I going to be here? Because just before Hanuman came, when Hanuman came, I told you about Trijata telling her thing, right? Sorry, I went back a little. But before that, Ravana comes and Ravana says to her, every Brahma Muhurtam, Ravana comes to see Sita every morning. So he comes and he says, I'll give you 2 months' time. You either marry. If you don't marry, he looks at all the other Rakshasas and Rakshasis there and says, just kill her and eat her. Okay, so just then. So Sita knows she has only 2 months. So she is actually asking Hanuman, so will all of them cross the ocean? Will all this war happen within 2 months? And at that time, Hanuman actually says a word about humility, I wanted to say. He says, Mother, don't worry. The entire Vanar Sena will cross the ocean very quickly. And this war will get over very quickly because all the Vanaras in Vanara Sena are extremely powerful, much, much, much more powerful than me. He says, the shloka says, every monkey in that Vanara Sena is much, much more powerful than me. He says, look at his humility. Okay. And Sita says, that is not believable. That doesn't sound truth. How are you saying that it is truth? Because you have jumped across the ocean, you have taken Sukshma Sharira, you have come through my this thing, Surasa and Simhika, you have killed Lankini, and you have come here and you're talking to me. Do you think all the other monkeys are also that talented? Then Hanuman says, yes, but I can prove it to you in 1 minute. And he says, you know, any army, the messenger is the weakest person. That is the reason why he is sent as a messenger, because he can't fight. So I have come as a messenger, mother. They have selected me as the messenger because I am the weakest out of the lot. They are all so strong that they will cross, they will finish off the Ravana army in no time, and you will be with Rama in no time. See how beautifully Hanuman there is an acharya, right? As a guru, right? Sita is a jivatma, right? As humans like us. Okay. And Sita's mind is getting confused. Is is God listening to my prayer? Is God there? Is he even going to come to my rescue? That is the question that she is having. She's thinking, she's flummoxed, she's troubled, she's confused. And at that time, look how the Guru is talking. The Guru is bringing himself down, Hanuman himself down, that humility, and saying, I am nothing, mother. All others are even more stronger. They will come quickly. Everything will happen very quick. You will get liberation. You will become one with Rama very, very quickly. Otherwise, if the Guru is going to say, hey, you start now, in another 10 janmas, you will probably get liberation. Will any of the Jivatma do any sadhana? It's impossible, right? So this is how he says there, how much he goes down, that humility. So in the next time when he comes as messenger, first boon, when she says, all the three worlds will praise you. He is not very happy, he is embarrassed. So that is the shloka that Valmiki says. Then she says, you will become the Data, the god of Ashtasiddhis and Navanidhis. I'll send you all the Siddhis and Nidhis on WhatsApp so you can have a read through it when you have time. It's not a big problem. So you will own. So there is a word between difference between wife and consort. So, for example, Lord Subramanya has two consorts, Palli and Devyani. Yeah. So a lot of people think that, oh, they are wives, but it's we use the English word as consort, right? In the same way, this is ownership. He owns the Ashtasiddhis. He can give it, grant it to anybody. It won't come down. He can grant it. He owns the Navanidhis. He can grant it how much ever he wants. So that she gives. Then also, Hanuman is not actually bowing down and saying, thank you very much, mother. You have given me so much wealth. You have given me so much this thing. She doesn't say that. Then Sita says, Hanuman, you will live forever as an immortal. Amritasya putraha, she says. You will be an Amritasya putraha. You will be basically immortal from now onwards. Imagine Shakti saying there. First one was Mahamaya coming out and saying, yeah. Second one, okay, Mahalakshmi giving the nidhis. And now suddenly she has become Shakti. Okay, and she is saying, Amritasya putraha, you will go through, you will be an immortal all through the yugas, Hanuman. At that time, how should he be? Very happy. We started the thing about death and everything. We were talking about it. Hanuman was not very happy when she said this. And if you remember right, I was telling you a story before all these happened about Vali. When Vali and Rama fight, okay, and in the end, when Vali is about to die, at that time, Vali asks for pardon. And Rama at that time accepts his pardon. And then Rama says, his son is standing right next. And Rama says, I'm very happy with your pardon. I will forgive you. I will make you immortal. You can live for however long you want, Vali, Rama says. And not only that, you will not have old age, Vali. So you will live for long. You will not have the problems of old age also. Rama actually grants. What kind of a boon, right? Because if you live, but if you keep living as an old man with none of your indriyas working properly, the life will be a pain. But he is giving Vali this beautiful thing, saying, blessing, saying, you can live however long you want. You can have a life without old age and senility. So you can have healthy body. You want to live. And at that time, Vali asks this question. He says, if I take this offer of yours, Rama, then will I get a chance to die with your arrows again? Then Rama says, no, you will not get a chance to die with my arrow. Then he says, if I die now, because your arrow has come and hit me, I will merge in you. Okay. What is the point of living a life which doesn't assure mergence with you? My end purpose is mergence with you. If I can't merge in you, what is the point of leading a life like that, Rama? I don't want that blessing. So he refuses Rama's blessing. And he just asks, can you take care of Angada, Rama? And Rama takes care of Angada without any problems. He takes very good care. We'll talk about Angada later, probably from the Yuddha Kanda, how he fought, all those things later. But the most beautiful thing is then Bali merges in Rama, right? Because he dies. So death, not having the death is not something that these people wanted. They wanted purposeful lives where their purpose is served. At the end, they wanted to mergence with the divine. So when Shakti herself is telling, you will be an immortal, there also Valmiki puts the first reaction is embarrassment. The second reaction, Ashtasiddhi and Navanidhi, at that time Rama doesn't bow down, Hanuman doesn't bow down. He actually just takes the bone and he's keeping on listening. Then Shakti, in the form of Shakti, there Sita is telling, you will be Amritasya Putraha. At that time also, he doesn't bow down and accepts and he doesn't leave. He is not happy. And mother wants her son to be happy. So she hasn't been able to give happiness to Hanuman. So now Shakti is in trouble because she has given three things which hasn't made Hanuman fully happy. And she doesn't want Hanuman to leave unfulfilled because he has come with the Shobana news. Shobana news that victory has happened. So she wanted him to be fulfilled. So then she says the magic words. She gives a commitment for her on behalf of her husband. Okay, that only mothers do. Husbands never do. In this thing in Ramayana, Rama never talks for Sita. Sita talks for Rama in many occasions, on many occasions. Here she says this most beautiful shloka where she says, May Sri Rama always love you. And at that time, the moment she says that, immediately Hanuman falls at their feet and says, okay. Because what is the point of being Amritasya Putraha if I don't have Rama's love in my heart? If Rama's love is in my heart, the entire Amritasya, entire nectar of immortality becomes pleasing and sweet to me. If Rama's love is not there, then even if I lead one day extra, it is of no use. And that is where Sundarakantam is so Sundaram. He is Sundara and he is so Sundaram. Isn't it so beautiful? Correct? So this is something that happens. And then that is something that I wanted to touch base on. So Ashta Siddhi Navnidhi Ke Data, Asabara Dina Janaki Mata. So Janaki Mata was the one who gave, but she gave it long time back. So when he was jumping, when he went inside Surasa's mouth and came back, he was using Garima technique of Ashtasiddhis, all those things, Anima, Garima, all those techniques that he was using. Those were all, as Uma said, he had Ashtasiddhis at that time also, but he became the god of those Siddhis and of the Nidhis due to Mother Sita's thing. So it's a very beautiful, wonderful thing with the whole point. And where were we in this Hanuman Chalisa? It was the 21st, isn't it? Going back. Durgama Kaja Jagatike Jete, Sugama Anugraha Tumare Tete was where we finished, which was the 20th. And the 21st Chaupati was Rama Duare, Tumarakuare, Thotada Anya Binapaisare. So in the Dwar of Rama, on the gate of Rama, or wherever Rama is, on the gate, who is sitting? Hanuman. And I told you this before, when the army was stationed on the banks of Lanka, Hanuman basically was the one who was sat around, and he increased his tail length, and he put a full round around the particular camp, Rama's camp, with his tail, and he was actually protecting the entire place. And you remember I told you the story where Mahiravana or Ahiravana, however you want to call him, he comes in disguise as Vibhishana, and he has to cross this tail to go and kidnap Rama and Lakshmana. Right? You remember? Yes, no? Oh, two people are saying yes. Oh, yes. Praveen is also saying yes. So I'm very happy. So some people remember this. So then he comes as Vibhishana. Then Hanuman gets duped. And then he goes in and he kidnaps Rama and Lakshmana. He goes down to Patal Lok and everything. And how Hanuman goes and surprise. So Ramadware he is in the Dwar, and he actually takes care. You have to cross him, you have to pray to him before you can do. And sabasukka lahai tumari sharna tuma rakshaka kahu ko darna. I'm sure everybody knows these words very straightforward. Everything is there in. So as we said, ashtasiddhis are there, now nidhis are there. Everything is there in his feet. So when he is actually protecting, he is the one who is protecting. What is there to worry about? We don't have to worry about anything. You just surrender at his feet. He will take care of everything. Okay, and that is what he is talking about. And apana teja samharo apai tinom loka hank ten kapai. So when Hanuman gets that this thing, Bhima Rupa, and when he gets into fight, when he jumps, when he fights, I was telling you how Hanuman actually comes and he hits Ravana on his chest. And you remember that story where I told he gets that hit in the story, and what Valmiki says, it is as though like Tinom Loka Hankaten Kape, like everyone is frightened. All the three worlds, all the people are frightened when he gets into that groove where if he hits, it's so powerful, right? And Valmiki writes that where I said a big mountain, suddenly if there is a massive earthquake, and if that big mountain falls down, boom, right? That's how he goes and hits Hanuman's chest, and sorry, Ravana's chest, and Ravana goes and falls down. You remember, and I told the shloka, which actually says Ravana actually appreciates and praises Hanuman and says, "What a power you have! My chest. It has the power of eight elephants." And you hit me, and I went and flew like this and fell down. He just looked at Hanuman and said, "What a power, man!" Like he's appreciating the enemy for a minute. And at that time, Hanuman says, "This is an insult to me." And then Ravana looks at him and says, "What? Insult because after getting my hit, you are still talking." So that Tinom Loka Hankatem Kape. So everyone is this. Bhuta Pisacha Nikate Nahi Ave, Mahavira Jabe Naam Sunave. So Bhuta, like this is typical, when any Kavach mantra, they always talk about um, all these things, Bhuta, Pisacha. So no negativities. Last time itself, I told you, so Kumati Nivara Sumati Ke Sangi also I said, Kumati, bad ideas. So bad thoughts. Kumati Nivara. It goes. Sumati, good thoughts and good ideas will become Sangi, will become friends of us. So in the same way, in this aspect, it says like Bhuta Pisacha, all these negative energies will not be there. Mahavir, when Mahavir's name is this thing. Why Mahavir again? Because Mahavir, I told you, there are he is called Mahavir because he's a Tyaga Vira. He is a Daya Vira. So he is a Vira of compassion. He is a Vira of sacrifice. He is Vidya Vira. He is a Vira of knowledge. Then Rana Vira. He is a Vira of war. In warfield, he is also. And then Dana Vira. He is a Vira of charity as well. So all these particular things. So he is Mahavira because he has all these Veers, all the five Veeras, all the five things that we spoke about. And when you think about it, he has the knowledge, he has everything, isn't it? He has the Ranavira, he has the action part of it. And when we talk about Tyagam also, he did so many things. But when he is talking, even to Sita, he says, I am just the most normal monkey in that group. So even the smallest of the monkeys is more powerful than me. So look at this thing. He doesn't take any credit. So that is how he is. He's willing to give his sacrifice. So that is Mahavira Jabanamasanavi. Nasai Roga Harai Sabapira, Japati Nirantara Hanumati Bira. Today, Roga, somebody already told, like all this diseases, all this pain, rogue, everything goes off when you do japa on Hanumanta. And a lady actually said how she started the Hanuman homam that was sent to her and how her knee pain has actually gone off. That is how we started the class. So normal roga will go off without any problem, any diseases. Hanuman prayers are very good for health. Normally, Durga goddess prayer is also very good because Durga basically itself means fort. Fort means our body is our fort. So normally Devi prayers are very good for health. In the same way, Hanuman prayers are also very, very good. Um, Sankata se Hanuman chadavai, manakrama vachana dhyana jo lavai. So any problems that you have, Hanuman can actually take you out, can make sure it disappears. When and there, Tulasidas puts a thing. He talks about Trikarna Shuddhi, triple purity. We call it Trikarna Shuddhi. Trikarna Shuddhi means in thought, word, and deed. Mana, Krama, Vachana. Okay, Mana, Krama, Vachana. So if we are going to do a puja, it's not important that we do full Sahasra Namavali, like offer a Hanuman, take the 1,000 names or something like that and go on. But whatever we are doing, if there is purity in thought, word, and deed, then it works perfectly fine. If it is not, then it's a problem. So there's a very funny story that normally is spoken amongst the sannyasis. If you go to Ramakrishna mission and all, they'll tell this story very much. A guy basically decided he wants to become a sannyas and start his meditation. So then he was sitting in their house, and all children were running around, lot of sound. His wife was shouting from down from another room from the kitchen. So then he decided, oh my God, I can't be a sannyas in the house. So he decided, okay, I'm going to wear ochre robe and I'm going to leave and go and sit in the woods. He went into the woods, into the forest, and he sat down in a place and he thought from now onwards, meditation will be perfect for me, no problems. And he was actually sitting under a tree. And next to the tree, basically, was a small pathway. And through the pathway, some people, they will go and come. And he was seated in that place. And in the morning, he sees a girl. She's a pretty girl, and she's going to her school. And he looks at her and he immediately thinks, oh, this pretty girl is going. Then he thinks, oh my God, this is going to be a problem for me. So let me actually close my eyes so that in future I will not be disturbed by this pretty girl or any other girl for that matter, any other person for that matter, and I'll focus on the divine. So he closes his eyes. Then suddenly in the morning again, this girl goes. She is wearing jasmine flowers, and from the flowers, a beautiful waft of that smell comes to his nose. Then he thinks, oh my God, this smell is the problem. So let me close my nose properly so that I don't actually have a problem. Then the next day she is going. There's a very funny story where they say she is actually taking lunch in her lunch box, and the smell of the food comes and it makes his mouth actually start salivating. Okay, so he thinks, okay, let me close my nose and my mouth. And then when she is walking the next day, he could hear the anklets, the sound of the anklets. So he closes the ears also fully. And they say in Ramakrishna Mission, the story very funnily, he has closed his ears, he has closed his nose, his eyes, his mouth, everything is closed. The next day morning, apparently he should be in proper meditation, right? Instead, his mind thought, it seems, oh, now this girl will be going. And I'm not able to find out whether this girl has gone or not today. So if we start actually doing prayers like that, where our mana, krama, vachana, so thought, word, and deed is not pure. We call it Trikarna Shuddhi. Shuddhi as Trikarna Shuddhi. Then it is a problem. But if we have a dhyana, Manakrama Vachana Dhyana. So if we have a dhyana where there is purity in thought, word, and deed, and if you call, then whatever the sankat might be, whatever the problem might be, that problem, he will come and make sure he will release you. Chidavai. He will release you out of that problem. Sab par Rama tapasvi Raja. Tinake Kaja Sakala Tumasaja. So Tapasvi Raja. Now Rama is a very important person because he was a Raja, but what kind of Raja? Last time I told you, he was a Tapasvi Raja. Oh, time is 10 o'clock. Sorry, we'll finish. We'll start. We'll do next class. Oh, you should have at least told me that I've gone over the time. Sundara Kandam and all is. And did I think I went over. Great. We will talk next class. I do apologize. I took a long time. And we'll continue. We'll talk about Tapasvi Raja because Rama's character you need to remember. The moment he started living without Sita, he never slept in his bed, even for a day. He is the monarch. Okay, and even for a day he didn't. Just before you go, I told three times when Hanuman went as messenger. One was when he went and he said Ramayana. He sang the Ramayana in Madura language. Madura means sweet language to Sita. Second time is Shobana, where he goes and he says victory, Shobhanam, victory, victory, auspiciousness. And there, that is when he gets all the boons. When was the third time that Hanuman went as messenger, which is of very, very big importance? Just before you go, I'll finish that off because I started that. If you don't mind, just
Pattabhishekam.
Patabhishekam. No, no.
Yeah.
The
Hmm.
after the victory only he goes and he asks Sita. So that is part of that Patabhishekam thing.
Okay.
The one that is of importance is this time he didn't go to Sita, but he went to Bharata. So after Rama and Sita and Lakshmana, they are coming back. The war is over and everything. They have to come back. The 14-year exile is finishing. Okay, Bharata is a very, very important character. If we start talking about Bharata, all of you will start crying. That is how powerful he is. So Bharata, what he was there is he told Rama very clearly, see, at the end of 14 years, stroke 14 years, if you're not here, I will just get into the fire. I won't even wait for an extra second. I'll just get into the fire and I'll die. I'll burn myself. And Rama knew Bharata very well. He will do it. He will get into the fire. He won't wait for even a day. And what had happened is, this also brings us to Prayagraj. Because when Rama actually is about to come, Bharadwaja Rishi lived in Prayagraj at that time. Prayagraj, where this Kumbh Mela happened. And Bharadwaja Rishi says to Rama, please come, have food in my place and go. And you know Bharadwaja Rishi, right? I'm sure everybody knows he is the one who gave us where the prana is between the ninth and the 12th rings in the back. Our prana is he's the one who told us where it is, our life force. Then he actually just prayed. He just tried to study Vedas, and he used one janma. Then he asked for another 100 years to study. He studied more. Then he asked for another life, third life, and he studied. Still, he couldn't finish the Vedas. So then finally, Narada comes and says, you do this Havan, Yajna, and you will learn the importance of Vedas because you can't finish. And that is where the words come, the thing, Kattradu Kaiman Alavu, Kallaladu, Ulagalavu. Like whatever you have learned is only a fistful. Bharadwaja, three births, 300 years you have taken, but that is how much you have learned. Vedas are so much that it is only a fistful that you have learned. Look, there are four big mountains. These are the four mountains. Those are the Vedas. And that is how much Vedas are there. So all these things. So Bharadwaja Rishi was a very important Rishi. And he says to Rama, come and eat and go. And Rama then calls Hanuman. And he says, go and tell Bharata that I am coming. Because Rama knows if he doesn't send, then Bharata will get into the Agni and he will immolate himself. Yeah, just like Sharabanga, I told you, a lot of men did immolation as well. I don't know why only women are given the credit. So Sharabanga died, right? I told you about that in Bhopal. So Hanuman goes, this is a very important point because Bharata has been meditating on Rama all through the 14 years. And they say that when Hanuman went, when he saw, he didn't see Bharata at all. He saw another Rama there because he looked like Rama. And I've given you this information before where what you meditate on, those qualities, those gunas start coming to you. So, in the same way, Bharata was meditating so much on Rama that he looked almost like Rama. And he had already lit the fire. So, Hanuman goes and says,
Oh.
he sings the Ramayana there to Bharata. And then that is the second time Hanuman actually sang the Ramayana. And then he says, wait. Rama couldn't actually say no to the hospitality given by Bharadwaja Rishi. He is coming. You don't do anything. And then they say, looking at Hanuman, Bharata, Hanuman felt so happy with the kind of devotion that he had for Rama, that his rome, like every hair, stood looking at him itself. And hearing the Ramayana that Hanuman sang, Bharata's rome stood, basically stood like that. And there is a beautiful book where it's called Manju Ramayanam, if I'm right. There is a there is a shloka where Hanuman and Bharata hug. You know, last time I was telling you about Rama and Hanuman hugging. First, the chest hugging, then kanta, the neck and the neck hugging, which I was explaining. So in this one, Bharata and Hanuman hug, and the hug is so tight that this new poet, he actually writes, relatively new poet, he writes as though nails were, the nail, how if you have nails and if you stick wood to the nail, how tight it will be. In the same way, Bharata and Hanuman hugged so tight. And he says, you know what the nails are? The nails are the romam. Roma means the hair. Roma mein Ram base hai. The hair was standing like that and they were hugging so tight apparently. So that is the third time he went as a messenger. So sorry I took more time, but thank you for your patience. And we'll catch up next time. Do apologize. It took 10-15. Are you all okay? Did you enjoy?
Yeah.
Next class, we'll try and finish the Hanuman Chalisa. Any questions before you leave?